Hello, this is Mandy from Sunflowers and Doors. Welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth, I believe, episode in creating some bits and pieces with book pages. So we've created some different types of pockets. We've created some dangles, some over-the-corner bookmarks. We've done quite a bit, actually. Sorry, I'm standing on something and I don't know what it is. Anyway, today got a couple more ideas. So we'll have a little look at how else we can use bookmarks. So the first thing I wanted to look at is I absolutely love using these library card pockets with the library cards inside. And I thought, you know what? They are quite pricey. But why not use book pages? Okay, so this is a really simple process. They actually fold over. So let me see how much space I've got to play with here. So we're saying that there, and then we're saying that there. So I'm gonna cut off some of our excess paper, like so, and then I'm going to see how wide we can go. Actually, let me take some of this off, like that, so we get an even coverage. Okay. Again, these are great for mass makes. Perfect for mass makes, actually. And all we're going to do with these is we are going to fold up like that. Done 3 at a time. So I'm just going to go back and check that these are done. You're going to put a little bit of ink on here just so you can see where the full piece is. Now, if your paper's particularly thin, do what we've done in some of the other projects and use 2 pieces together. If it's not particularly thin, then you don't need to worry too much about that. And I am going to take the ends of these off. And you've got a couple, well, you've got quite a few choices with these now. So that roughly should be the same kind of size as that, which it is. Now with these have been folded over themselves. If you want to do it that way, you need to give yourself a little bit more space over here, like more of a typical envelope, and fold those over. Show you what I mean by that. Excuse me. Gosh, my throat. So we're going to take off the top bit that we don't need. We're going to take off a little bit more, but we're leaving ourselves a bit of a lip. I'm going to do the same on this side. So we've left ourselves a lip there. We are going to fold this over. Like so. I knew that wasn't a straight cut, gosh. And I'm going to fold this over here, like so. And here, so I'm just folding over the bits that we left as an excess. So Daisy, try not to rip your paper. Okay. And what I'm going to do, oh, I ripped in the right place at least. This piece here, which is the top fold, I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. I might actually give myself a bit of a hook there so it folds easily. This will fold up like that, and you will fold these over, and you're going to glue those. Now these I literally am just doing as an example. I'm not going to be using these in a project because I am literally just rushing through these to try and get as many things as we've done as we can. So pop that off there and there. And again, we've got our pocket, but this time the pocket folds back behind, so you don't lose any of your pocket space. So it's the same principle as this one here. Okay, with the ones we did earlier, what we're going to do is you don't want to lose your pocket space. Oh gosh, flying washi tape. You can use washi tape. Which is the same principle as what we've done there. Just chop that off. Careful not to cut the bottom. So again, some washi tape. Can't work this side as well for some reason. I'm getting my own way. If you're going to use washi, you might want to use a little bit of glue underneath it, because sometimes it can be a little bit temperamental and not stay particularly well. So you can, even if you want to, just strengthen that piece up there a bit. And then you could, you've got somewhere. These are from your creative studio. And I just absolutely love them. They're beautiful. And these go with the washi tape here. So we could pop a little bird as an embellishment on top of that one. Okay. You could simply glue along the edge, or use a glue. You want to be gluing right on the edge so you don't lose too much of the inside space. So we could be gluing on the edge or using that two-sided tape, crafter's tape stuff. You know what I mean, don't you? The sticky tape, two-sided. So you get a much flatter profile. And with this one, you could even, if you don't have anything, you could even staple your pieces. I don't like using staples in projects, but a lot of people do. And I'm running out of ideas. So yeah, you could have staples. You could glue it, which still gives you your pocket, but it's a much smaller pocket space. I need to put a little bit more glue on that. You could create the back folds like the normal index card folders, and you could just use some washi tape to keep them closed. But again, you know, I love using these, and I'm thinking of trying to use them a lot more with different types of papers. So even like your kit papers, you know, you could grab your kit paper. Okay, here, beautiful little robin on that one. Let's go with that one because it's very bare. Just going to take this off here. You could even decoupage these like we did with the first project, the Tracy Fox project. You could decoupage. Just going to guesstimate this a minute. And I will use the rest of the paper because it's just too lovely to throw away. Okay, so I'm going to go with that here. I'm going to start taking it off about here. And then you can put some labels, you can do whatever. So different ways, whether or not, the other way I was thinking, was a sewing machine. I'm not going to get the sewing machine out just to kind of sew this, but that is another option to stitch around the edge. But again, really, really simple library card, index card holders. And they will make great little pockets on your projects. You can attach them with your pockets, and you can even attach them down the one side and across the bottom to give you a tuck spot as well. So that is one of the simple ways. Okay, another way, gosh, we're flying through these. Another way could be, could be. I'm going to take a book page, I'm going to fold it over long ways, not fully. A little bit of a gap because I don't want that ragged piece. And I am going to, there's probably not going to be enough room, but we'll give it a go. No, that's not going to be enough room. Okay. So let's grab one of these instead. So we'll fold it upwards this way and then over again. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I am going to a couple of paper clips. I'm going to do exactly the same, but this time I'm going to take a little bit off the top before I do that. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I want this fold to actually be smaller than this one. Yeah, thinner, you know what I mean. Now, I'm just going to give them a quick, really quick glue in so that they don't go anywhere. I'm only using a glue stick for this, but if you've got other glues that you prefer to use, then you do you. Okay, so that gets folded like that. Okay, and this will be our second fold. I'm going to do the same with this one. So we're going to fold that like that. And that is our second fold. So the one, as I said, is wider than the other, and that is what we are after. And you don't have to do this with book page necessarily. You can do it with anything, card, whatever. You really don't need to. It's just that it's a quick and easy way to use up your book pieces. Now I'm going to take the thinner of the two pieces and I'm going to pop my paper clips over. I'm going to try and spread them out fairly evenly, but that is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop those over like that. I'm going to open my wider of the two and I'm going to put some glue along the bottom piece, quite a bit of glue, and I'm going to just lay this on top like so. So I want to be able to fold the top one, but I'm just going to lay that like so. And I'm going to just go over this to make sure that that is sticking. And then I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to put a load of glue on the top. Come on. Sometimes it gets like, I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like a thick skin. It develops. Very strange, but it does. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that over there. And again, I am going to make sure that that is glued and stuck. I'm just going to do both sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel in between my paper clips and I'm going to cut in between. Like so. Just going to pop these ends off because I think these look nicer rounded. If you want them all the same size, then feel free to measure them. But you then have, what did I do with that? There. No, wasn't that. It was there. You then have altered paper clips, which will pop on your page like this. Okay. Now obviously they're quite plain as they are, so I'm gonna ink them up. You'd want to do both sides. I'm only doing the one side, but both sides are going to show, so you'd want to do both sides of this. Oops, a daisy. That's a cup. Like that. Really like that top piece. Yeah. So I'm just going to take a little bit more off that. I'm going to take a bit off that. I'm going to take a bit off that. And again, not measuring, just kind of guesstimating. Okay, a bit more here. Didn't do that top ink, that top bit. Or if I did, I didn't do it particularly well. So again, you have got altered paper clips. And another one there, which I'm not going to pop on. And these are great because you can use them just as a page decoration, or you can actually use them to text something underneath and hold it to a page. Like that. So again, really, really simple ideas. Okay. Where else are we thinking? I think that is probably, I think that's 11 we're on now, which is okay. It's okay, we don't mind that. There's other different ways of doing altered paper clips. Go back to some of these scraps we have here. Loads of little scraps. And what I'm going to do with these is, again, I'm going to grab some paper clips. And all we're going to do with these ones, creating a job for myself here. Okay. So all we're going to do with these ones, we need to make sure that the paper is thinner than the paper clip. So these aren't. So, and that's okay because we're going to cut some of this end piece off. And the great thing with a lot of these is you can build up your stash without actually having to personalise them. So keeping just your plain papers, because until you know what project you want to use them for, you're not going to want to decorate them, because it's may not fit, it may not be what you want. With this one here, all I'm doing is, see this piece here? I'm going to fold that under there, like so. I'm going to pull it around about halfway. Okay. And I'm going to, yep, that's about right. I'm going to cut a shape here, just to give it a little bit of interest. I'm going to fold it so that these are slightly angled, and I am going to glue the top section, that's all, not the rest of it, just the top section. Same with this one, we're going to fold it in half. This time we're going to do a bit of a wave, whatever you want to do on it. Again, we're going to pop this underneath that bottom inside piece. Nope, not that one. This one here. You can fold that one flat on its own, as in straight without a fold. So we've got that. And then we've got another one here. Where we're going to fold this. Now I should have, excuse my head, I should have some, a little bit of, I don't have a lot hanging around. I do have this, so we'll use this just so you can get the idea. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to fold that in half. I'm going to pop this in the same way that I did with those, like that. That's going to be half and half. I'm then going to put a load of glue on here and here, and the art glitter glue should dry clear. I'm going to pop that on there like that. And you can see that's just got a bit of a sparkle. So we've gone from plain into one with a bit of a sparkle. That'll take a little bit of drying. And say for instance then we decide we want to use the same kit here that we've used for some of our other pieces. So I'm just going to have a little look and see what sort of size I can play with. And just ink again around those white bits. And I'm just going to glue this down. Like so. And then if you want to put a bit of lace, a bit of ribbon, whatever it is you want to put on there, then knock yourself out. And these will literally just pop on the side of your page like that and give you an altered paper clip. Again, you can attach them to your journals. Just for a bit of interest, or you can add, let's see if this one's dry enough yet. Yeah, I think so. You can add them to your journals just for a little bit of interest, or you can use them to attach things to your journals. what I mean by that is you get a piece of card then, or whatever it is, and you can actually just tuck that behind, and that then is attached to your journal. So yeah, a couple of altered paper clips, just a few different ideas for that, and our index cards. And then obviously you've got, you know, your basic stuff like your tags or your journal cards, whatever it is you want to kind of create with those. But yeah, you know, there's whatever you create as a junk journaler, you will find that there's always a basic mass make version of it most of the time that you can create to have ready for your journals. So some of the stuff that we've used already, some of the things we've made already, I've now created some pockets here. Okay, and they're ready. When I know what journal I want to put them in, I'll then decorate them accordingly. These ones here, these were the basic pockets we did. And again, I've done a load of those, and they're ready now. Once I've decided what journal I want to put them in, they're ready to go. And I've gone from having what was a pretty thick book, and already I'm probably halfway through. So just some really, really simple ideas to use up some of those book pages. Now, I know Tanya from Tatty Treasures was doing a series on it. I haven't actually watched any of it, unfortunately. It's just trying to keep up with the group activity, and my own schedule has been absolutely crazy. So I haven't had the opportunity to watch any of those, but I'm sure there are tons and tons and tons of great ideas again that you can find. So that's Tanya from Tatty Treasures. So yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of different ideas, but this one here was just a couple of altered paper clips, sorry, and a couple of index cards or library card pockets. So again, really, really simple. So we've covered loads and loads. If you haven't seen the earlier videos, then I will put them in a playlist. But yeah, there's loads and loads of ideas of what you can do or not with your junk pages. And yeah, just have fun, be creative. This is a piece of serviette that I used earlier in the week, and don't have to use decoupage with it. You know, the gel mediums, you don't have to do that. Just pop this on here like that. And you've introduced another texture automatically. And then let's say we add some lace on top of that. I'm going to use a little bit of this, I think, if I can, just because the lace tends to be a little bit more and then let's say we want to go with something like, hang on a second, you'll have to bear with me, I've battered this. Say we want to go with actually, I could even go, if we get the right colour in, So as I said, you know, at the moment I haven't determined what journals I'm going to use these in. Obviously the greens will go in the botanical type journal, but for the rest of it you've just got your blanks. But as quickly as that, actually I'm going to put that like that, I think. I like that look a little bit more. As quickly as, no, perhaps not. It's better. Start again. As quickly as that, you've potentially got another piece of ephemera or usable piece that you can add to your journal. And I'd use this either in a Tim Holtz or a vintagey journal. But yeah, there's so much you can do with these once you've got the base done. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using the rest of the book. I'm going to be going through the book, and I'm going to be going back through some of the ideas and looking to put some of those ideas into mass makes. And then once I start, probably next year now, looking at the more botanical themes, I've got the bases ready straight away. One of the other things I will say is that, like I said, you can use them for journal cards, bookmarks, whatever. One of the things I tend to find a lot is if I'm using my book pages for glue pages, then we end up with, gosh, okay, it's not going to be quite as bad as that, but we end up with glued book page, and I literally, rather than pull them out and bin them, I fold them over. And I'll use this piece then, potentially, possibly. And then the same with the next one. And I'll fold that one over. And then you pull them out. And got another one here. And instead of pulling them out and throwing them away, you've already got the starting points of your journal cards or bookmarks. You take all the excess pieces off that you're not going to use. So we're just going to quickly cut those off. And I'm also going to show you something with those as well. So yeah, you've got the basis of your journal cards or your bookmarks, and literally just pop them in a drawer ready to go when you're ready. And you can decorate them up or down, whatever, put some tea-dye paper on the back so that they become writing spots, loads and loads of different ideas. Another idea with these then, scraps, especially the ones where there's nothing on them, and you think, well, what on earth am I going to do with that? Just bin it. You can bin it, but you can also fold it over and fold it over and actually have, should have done that the other way, like an accordion type look, and actually have a pop-out journal space. So you'd attach that to your journal like that, and you've got a pop-out journal space front and back. Or, and if you want to do that, you can take one of your smaller pieces and wrap it around here, so you've almost got a belly band. Okay, you glue that. This is looking very plain at the moment, but it's just an idea I was thinking. You glue that, and then you've got a belly band for your piece. So you actually just glue this belly band down on your page, and then you can then take your paper out, put it back in, and you've got a small journaling spot. You could do just a over the pocket piece. So you might have a pocket like this, and you just want to pop that over your pocket, decorate the front up a little bit, pull it out, and as silly as it sounds, you've got a tiny little journal space. And as I said, you just put a little piece of a little piece of embellishment on the front there, and you've got another tiny little journal space. So, you know, don't always throw away. Sometimes you've got some great opportunities to use some of these scraps. No matter how unusable they might seem, you've got the opportunity to kind of incorporate those into your projects. That there looks really basic. If you ink that up already, it's going to look really grungy. And yeah, you could, if you decided actually that is too plain, we'll then use a piece of the actual book page as your belly band. And once that's inked, it's going to look even more interesting. So yeah, you know, you can even pop that on something like one of your pockets here. Pop that on here, and you've got a piece that pulls out. I'm going to show you because I'm talking here and you're probably thinking I'm absolutely nuts. But let me just show you what I mean, so you can see that I'm not as crazy as I may sound. So with this, I'm going to take one of those off because that's not needed. Just going to fold that back over itself there and put a tiny spot of glue on that. Oh gosh, this glue is really clogging up. I think it might be change time. Okay, so got your piece there, your belly band. This just pops out and pops back in. Sometimes it does take a little bit of a wiggle, but it just pops in. So that's going to stop your paper from popping up all over the place. And if you want to use it on something like this, you can literally, come on, come on, come on. You just glue just the back of the band, the belly band, and you're going to pop that on your pocket or whatever, your page, wherever you want to put it. And now, in addition to your pocket, you could potentially have another pocket that would go in there, or you've got your belly band here, which pops out, opens up, and you've got a journaling spot. So really, really simple ideas there for you. I hope you found them useful. I don't know how many we made in the end, but I think we were just over the 10 mark. But yeah, I hope you found them useful. And as I said in another video, if they've got any ideas on what you would like to see 10 ways with, then drop a comment in the comments box below. And yeah, we go from there. All right then. Thank you for spending some time with me. Really enjoyed hanging out with you. As always, stay safe, be well, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.